Okay, we're ready to paint our Santa. And what I have done now is I have just first painted the whole thing black. And that's going to save you a lot of work. So we won't have to do any shading because it's just automatically going to take care of itself. I put some paint out on a little palette here, and I have a paintbrush. Pick up some of this burgundy paint to paint the hat. Now I don't want to paint in all those little grooves. I want to leave those grooves showing. So you can see that I left some dark showing. I didn't put the paint in all the little areas because that's going to work as shadow for us. So for the face, you can either use some pink, but I just as soon mix my own. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this burgundy and I'm going to mix it with my white, like that. And I'm just going to paint all of the face. And it doesn't matter if I get some on there, on this band, or it doesn't matter if I get it on the beard, because we're going to paint that in after. Like that. And again, it doesn't matter if there are little areas of darkness showing. And I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to wipe it dry. Okay, so now we're going to do the beard. Take some white paint. We want those crevices to show. So I'm just going to get in there, and then I'm just going to, see how streaky that is? Well, that's what I want it to look like. So scooch it in there, and get some on my brush, get around that area. So see, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the shadowing that's going to happen all by itself. Like that. Now that's perfect. Wash my brush in water, dry it. So now we're going to add some darker color on the cheeks and on the nose. And to do that, I'm just barely going to take a tiny little bit of paint. And I'm going to make sure I don't have too much paint. So I'm going to take some off. And so it's just barely tinting the paintbrush. And I'm going to just lightly paint that on the cheeks and on the nose. Like that. And that's how quick it is to paint it. And now we're going to move on to the eyes. And the eyes are always going to be done the same way. It's a very simple process. First you're going to put a dot of blue. In the center of the blue you're going to put a dot of black. And then just off to the top, on the edge of the black, you're going to put one little dot of white. We're going to use a pencil. Pick up a fairly good glob of blue on my pencil. And I'm going to drop it in, and I'm going to make it a little bit rounder than the pencil, because the pencil is going to be used for all of these different colors. So we want each dot to be smaller than the previous one. So now we're going to let that dry. Okay, I've cleaned off my pencil, and I've picked up some black. And I'm going to put black right in the center, but I'm still going to let the blue show around like that. Cleaned off my pencil, picked up a tiny bit of white. I don't want as much of the white. So now at the top, I'm going to put one little dot of white and one little dot of white, like that. Okay, after it's dry, you're going to take the pencil, and we're going to use the pencil nib, and we're just going to make the indication of the top lid. Like that. And then you can just add one little line on the side. In this one, we had some eyebrows. And I didn't add those in this one, but I'm going to do that now. Okay, I've just gotten a little strip of paper and some diluted white glue, like this. And I'm going to do the same type of thing that we did for the beard. And I'm going to place that right there. And I'm going to make another one. the other side and place that right there. On this one we had a large gold ball, and I didn't put that one on before, so I'm just going to make the ball and attach it there. And I could wait for that to dry, but I don't really have to. I'm going to take your pencil and some gold paint, dip into the gold paint, just make X's all the way across on this band. And then in between, I make a dot. Taking some gold on my brush, tap that onto the ball, and under the eye you can then make another little line to indicate the bottom part of the eye, like that. Final step, add a white dot on each cheek and one on the nose. I folded my towel over and over to make a nice soft surface underneath, and I'm going to poke a hole on each side, like that. I'll brush on a coat of clear varnish over the entire face. You can do the back as well. And that's it. You're finished. Click here to see this same ornament painted in more modern colors.